What's up, people? It's your favorite cousin, Rich. I just wanted to use this time to speak on what's going on in the world and the country. Now, I recently heard about in Omaha that a plant got raided and they had about 75, 80, something like that, illegal immigrants that they found. And one report stated that the owner of the plant or manager of the plant or of the company stated that he didn't know, and that was like 90% of his workforce that was there. And if this whole immigration thing continues to go through, this illegal immigration thing and ICE and all this continues to go through, the biggest people that's going to be hurt are these big companies. And to me, that's what happens. It is what it is. And the reason why I say that is because greed is the reason why these companies make so much money. Greed. I'm all for people making money. I'm all for people being rich, whatever the case may be. Cool. You know, if God has granted it for you, cool. Who am I to say you can't have that? Who am I to say, no? But my thing is, when you make that much profit or make that money off the back of somebody else, and you are not allowing them to even have a decent living wage, therefore you're greedy, that's where I draw the line. And now, how I see it is that God is making all these companies pay. Because they've been all for this whole allow illegal people to come over here because it's cheaper labor. So you don't want to pay the people that's already here a decent living wage in order to live decently. We're not talking about driving around in Porsches and Benzes just to pick some strawberry. We ain't talking about that. I'm saying just a decent living wage, which they could do. Now, granted, their profits may be in half, but still, you still going to be living in a big house. Your kids still going to be going to private schools and all that. I'm talking about the owners. They still going to be living high on the hog. The account may not have as many zeros. The wealth may be more distributed. You're still going to be in the upper high class. But damn, the people at the bottom are not going to live so bad. So you rather pay somebody $5, $10 than pay people $20 an hour to pick some strawberries, which you could do. Your profit margins may be cut, but you'll still be making profit. You see how simple that is? So they know it. It's just greed. When you live by greed, you're bound to fall. And that's what's going on. People have been so greedy for so long, banking off the backs. They sold you out for cheap labor. It's all because of greed. You got some people who turn a blind eye because they get rich off of it, because they don't got to pay you. It's not the fact that Americans are lazy or people don't want to do these jobs or anything of that sort. That's not necessarily the case. And it's not the case that we can't invent certain things that can pick these fruits or whatever the case may be. That's not the thing. Well, I'm pretty sure you can't invent something because they probably would have, because I'm pretty sure that would have been cheaper than that hiring people anyway. So, but what I'm saying is that it's not that people are not willing to do the job. It's that people are not willing to do the job or don't want to do the job based off what you want them to pay. And you don't want to pay what you need to pay, what you should pay. That's the issue. That's why they mad. It ain't because they care. Get out of here. Gavin Newsom, that ain't because he cared. It's because he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's all optics. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. As far as being a, governor or whatever the case may be, whatever his position is. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Because when he runs for president or runs for his next office, he's going to say, remember when I stood up for you? Boy, y'all need to see the play. Please see the play. I'm trying to show y'all the play, because watch. They're going to do it. I wish I could bet on this. They're going to do it. They're going to pull it. And we're going to sit back and be like, how in the hell, the real folk going to say that, how did he get in office? Because they played 10 years down the line. This local joker was willing to let the whole city burn just so he could put the blame on somebody else. But he knows certain people are forgiving. I'm saying too much. Let me shut my mouth. I'm saying too much. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying that people feel like their countries are not, whatever's going on economically and all that. You got to take that up with your people. You got to take that up with who did it. Start forming groups and taking these people to court and making them, pay for what's been done. You got to rebuild. I feel like the more times that we be crying about stuff or talking about stuff, it's the energy that we could be using to be building. Like, I'm all for people paying and justice and all that, but I don't got time. I don't got time. You gonna wait your whole life for somebody to say, I'm sorry? Or you just gonna get to it? And this right here I'm just talking about in general people, like, people who feel disenfranchised and feel like wherever they are in life based off of economics or how their country is based off of another country or whatever the case may be through colonization or corporate greed or whatever the case. Dog, like I said, we could sit all day and write a whole long laundry list of what the fuck been done, but well, that's gonna get you. I'm the type of person like, okay, as long as you know the truth, shit, you gotta take that energy and roll it up into something that's gonna get you results through your own action, your own muscle as much as possible, instead of waiting on somebody else to say, I'm sorry. It's like you in a relationship and somebody did you wrong, you want them to make it right and apologize, and you sitting around, you know what I'm saying? It's like you might as well pack up your shit and get the booking and start focusing on you as much as possible, because what's done is done. If they come back around and apologize, it's cool, but you ain't waiting on it. I feel like a lot of people got to take that approach. I also saw the clip, or the news conference, I should say, about the sheriff, if I'm not mistaken, in Florida. One of those one of those counties in Florida. That boy wild. I'm not gonna hold you. That's wild, but sometimes you gotta let people know. You got to let people know. You got to let people know. They protecting their stuff. He even said you had a right to freedom of protest and all that. You got the right. Go ahead. But he was like, you start tearing stuff up, or you touch one of us, it's off with your head. And I feel him. And a lot of people saying, oh, these people are probably racist or this, that, deep down inside. That could be a possibility, yeah. So if that's the case, then why would you even trigger them even more? You got to respect your enemy. You got to respect your enemy. I think that's like rule number one. And folks just don't even know that. That's why it's a losing battle. How you going about it is wrong. You disrespected the enemy, so now he's not going to have no sympathy. That's rule number one. You cross the line. I think that's a major reason why black people just bowing out, because we already see it's a losing battle. Hey, this one you ain't going to win. You went about that all wrong. And now it's on full display across the world. See, that's another thing. Y'all try to be like us. Y'all thought it was cool to be just tearing stuff down and burning stuff. Y'all thought it was cool. No. Like, it got to be for a purpose, for a real reason. Not something when it's like literally in law. Hey, it's a bad situation, but you got to find a silver lining. Everybody has to. I wonder what's going on with all the white folks who ran down to Florida to live. I wonder how they probably still getting treated well. Shit. Hell yeah. Because they treating them folks like cool. I would hope so. They treating them cool. Especially the retirees that was probably cool and shit. They probably cool as hell down there. I think that's the last point I'm gonna speak on is the silent tension that's going on. It's not tense, but it's some silent tension. And I feel like one thing that's unspoken is how now you get to see how I feel to be black. For real. How everybody look at you funny. How everybody think that all y'all destructive. How all y'all tear up some shit. How all y'all breaking rules and crime and all this. Now you get to see how I feel. See, everybody want to be black. Everybody think it's cool to take our lingo, say our words, dress like us, talk like us, listen to our music, which is cool. It's cool. I have no issue with that because that's what happens in the world. People eat tacos, people eat fried chicken. Hey, it is what it is, but we pay respect. That's the thing. Folks don't pay no respect. And we always say is that everybody want to be black till, till shit go wrong, till shit go bad. Now you get to see how I feel. Well, even the innocent get looked at wrong. Well, even the innocent get looked at like they're a thug. Like they're a criminal. And now it's on Front Street. I said, I don't got no hate. I don't got no nothing, but the truth is the truth. And sometimes that shit gonna have to burn. For real, sometimes they gonna have to burn. Everybody always take from us, take from us, take from us, take from us, and don't respect it. Don't respect us, nothing at all. That's why folk, mad that we don't pitch in. It's like, why? Why? What we get out the deal? What we get out of it? Cause it's funny y'all keep saying, "Oh, they coming for us next." Where they gonna send us? That's about the funniest shit I done heard. They said, "Oh, they coming for y'all next." What the fuck they gonna like? They ain't stop coming for us. What they gonna send us? Huh? They gonna send us to Mexico too? How they gonna come after us? I was gonna come after the black folks. That's funny. That's about the funniest thing I done heard them say. They said they gonna come after y'all next. Y'all sound hurt. Y'all sound hurt. I think it's just balancing the scales. It's balancing the scales from greed that's been going on. They said it's a wealth transfer. I need y'all to see it. It's a balancing of the scales. People got to pay what they owe. You got to pay what you weigh. That's why I'm all for it. People say the economy's bad in their countries and this and this and this. Well, start the blueprint. Start there. Start from the beginning. You the beginning of the book. If you love your country so much, then you be the beginning. You start it off. However you may need to. If you really cared about your country also. Or you just using it because it's cool and it makes unity, but you don't really care about your country as well. That's the gag. A lot of these folks don't even really care about their own country. They're just using that as a ploy, as an excuse, or as a unity card. But they don't really care about all that. Because a lot of times if you really cared, you stay. And try to do, or try to work on yourself to be able to help others. However it may be. Whether it's through business or politics, whatever the case. Just my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think. Is there anything else? I think that's it. It's your favorite cousin Rich. Y'all be safe out there. Love and blessings.